Welcome everyone to Strength Training for Seniors. Today's class, we're going to be doing a functional training class. Now, maybe you've heard of functional training and not quite sure how that's different than any other strength training class. And the difference is functional training just means you're doing movements that mimic what you would do in your everyday life. So, for instance, we'll do one move that is like setting something up on a high shelf. So that's the movement that we're going to be doing. Rather than focusing on a single muscle group, like a bicep curl, you would do the whole movement. So today, we're going to be focusing more on doing the functional movement rather than isolating different muscle groups. Now, the caveat to that is if you have difficulty doing a movement, then sometimes you do have to focus on specific muscle groups and strengthen them before you can do the functional movement. So, of course, they are interrelated. All right, so today, you are going to need your mat because what is functional training? Getting up and down off the floor, and we're going to work on that. So make sure you have your mat, have a chair nearby, and then just an assortment of dumbbells, a lighter weight, maybe then a medium weight, 5 to 8 pounds. And we're also going to do a little cardio segment. So again, working on the cardiorespiratory system and also your brain, because you have to memorize 4 different movements. So we're going to be working head to toe. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So just a nice, easy march. And then we're going to step side to side. And then we'll come back to center and do some heel taps. And then a leg curl. So you're going to kick that heel to the rear. And then come back to center and a little half jack. Good. Once more each side. Come back to center and swap. Wake up those glutes. One more. Good. Let's repeat. We're marching. And step to the side. Good. We're back to our heel taps. And then those leg curls. Good. Back to center and half jack. Good. Once more each side. Back to center and squat. One more. All right, we're going right into our cardio. We've got 4 moves. We're going to do each one for 15 seconds and repeat. So you've got 2 minutes of cardio. Here's your first move. It's a wide knee lift with these push down hands. Okay, here we go, 15 seconds. Pick those knees up. All right, second move is a dance move. Back up a little bit. You're going to go 4 steps forward with a kick. Looks like this. 1, 2, 3, kick and back. Kick. All right, here we go. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, and kick. 1, 2, 3, and kick. Good. Take it back. Good. Back to center. You're going to do this wide step, only you're going to do opposite arms. So here's where you're working your brain. Tap wide, clap in the front, but your arms are doing the opposite of your legs. Here we go. Couple more. All right, back to center. The last one is another dance move. It's called a grapevine. Move over to the left. We're going to go to the right. 4 counts. 1, step behind. 2, 3, 4, and left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. All right, here we go. 15 seconds. 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. So you're stepping behind, then step wide. All right. Last time. Back to center. Do you remember the 4 moves? Here we go. Wide knee lift. All right, back to center, our little rumba, 4 counts forward. Ready? Kick, kick. Two, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Up and back. Good. All right, remember the next one? Go wide, hands to the center, opposite arm and legs. All right, back to center, last one. Scoot it over, we're gonna grapevine. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. You got it, keep going, about 5 more seconds. And left. Good. All right, rest it out. Hopefully you got your heart rate up a little bit. All right, go ahead and grab a drink. And we want to bring the heart rate down a little bit. And we're going to be repeating that in between our sets. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to get down on the floor. If you need to pull your chair over to help you get back up, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, take your mat, roll it on out. All right. So we're going to come down on our backs. We are going to do 2 core, well, actually kind of 3 here on the mat. So to get up and down from the mat, you need strong legs, but you need a strong core. So when we're on the mat, we are actually going to be focusing more on core and upper body strength rather than a typical functional thing. All right, let's go on to our backs. All right, we're going to do a bridge. So you're going to bend your knees, walk those feet in, put your upper arms on the mat, just bend the elbows, have your palms facing up. So as you begin to lift, you're going to press into your heels and into the back of the upper arms. This gives you a tremendous amount of leverage here. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You may not be able to hold that bridge for 30 seconds. That's okay. Just come down, rest it out, and then come on back up. Then we're going to rest for about 15 seconds, and we're going to repeat it. Totally up to you. You can hold it that entire time, which would be 1 minute and 15 seconds, which would be awesome if you can. But don't worry about it. Take a break, and rest it out. Okay, here we go. Ready? Begin. So press those feet. Press into the heels. Press into the upper arm. The weight should be in your shoulders, not in your neck. And continue to breathe. You've got 5 more seconds here. That's your 30 seconds. Now, if you want, rest it out for 15 seconds. Or maybe you're still holding it. You're just building up the strength, and that's in that back, which is great for the core. All right, here we go. And lift. You've got another 30 seconds here. Take a break when you need to. Rest it out. Come back up. That's all that you're doing is just building that muscle strength. You've got about 10 more seconds. Good. All right. Rest it out. Lower those hips down. If you want, you can hug one or both knees in just to release that low back. All right. Go ahead and roll on your side. Push yourself up into a seated position. So the next exercise we're going to do on the mat is working on the upper body and the core, and I'm going to give you some options. So we're going to do a push-up. If you want to do the push-up on your knees, you can do it on your hands, or you can slide your chair over like this and use your chair. So you'd walk your knees back and do this. So that's an option, okay? Or you're here. So that's a push-up is your first option. I know that it bothers a lot of people to be on your knees. If it does, here's what you can do. Forget the push-up because you probably do a standing push-up. You'll do a plank instead, okay? So remember, your plank is on your forearms. You can lift your knees or you can keep your knees on the mat. So we have a minute of exercise. I'm going to do 30 seconds of a push-up and then 30 seconds of a plank. You can do a minute of push-ups, a minute of a plank, or you can split them like I'm going to, okay? All right, I forgot to mention a blanket in the beginning, but if you have something nearby that you can throw down to also protect your knees, feel free to do that. If you're okay, you just need a little extra padding on your knees. All right, so pick the push-up on your hands or the chair or doing a forearm plank. And we'll start with that 30 seconds. All right, remember to keep your abs tight. Here we go. There's a lot of creaking going on here. It's not the floor. So you may be experiencing that. I've read a number of articles. Generally, that doesn't mean, you know, anything bad is happening, the pain factor. Okay. That's your 30 seconds. Rest it out. Shake it out a little bit. So we have 30 more seconds, up to you. You can do some more push-ups. Again, you can use the chair if you want, or I'm gonna come into a forearm plank. All right. When you do your plank, remember, keep those elbows right underneath the shoulders, and you're gonna really tighten those abdominals to protect the low back. All right, here we go, 30 seconds. Continue to breathe. Ten more seconds. Good. Rest it out. You can even just lower yourself down to the mat. Just take a couple of breaths. Good. All right, so now you're down here. How are you going to get back up? So now this is where the functional training comes in. All right. Move this out of the way. If you normally have a little trouble getting up off the mat or off the floor, then you do probably use a chair, and that's how most like physical therapists and things will help people to come up. So if you do find you're on the floor and maybe you're playing with your grandchildren, here's the functional part. They want you to come down and play, or maybe it's even like a little baby and it's on the floor. You have to get down there. How do I get back up? So you're going to go over to your chair, just, you know, hands and knees, get over there. Put your hands on the seat of the couch, chair, whatever you're using, and then step a foot forward. You guys probably already know how to do this, and then pushing your weight forward, curl that back toe, push yourself up so you can turn and sit in the chair, and then come up from there. Now, if you're okay, then you can, you know, be on hands and knees, step that foot forward. If you're okay putting your hands on your thighs, curl that back toe, and then as you step up, you're going to step that foot forward. I personally just think it's easy, if you're here, just to lift your knees, roll back onto the balls of the feet, and then just come to standing too. Practice it. Get down on the floor every day. Yes, you heard me right. Get down on the floor every day and make yourself get back up. You will be glad you did. Okay, we're going to put the mat away. Let's go ahead and just put it to the side. Go ahead and grab a drink. Okay, so for the rest of the class, we have 8 standing exercises. We're going to do each one for 30 seconds. We're going to do our little cardio, which I know you've remembered all those steps, and then we're going to repeat the 8. All right, so the first one we're going to do, now here's where the chair comes in. If you need it for your balance, then go ahead and just have the chair nearby and hold on. We're going to pretend we're vacuuming. So it's lunging. We're going to step forward with the right leg and bring, the left arm forward. Just like you're pushing the vacuum. You're going to step back, and then we're going to go on a diagonal. Same thing. Okay, so it's forward on the diagonal. Just like you do when you, well, maybe you don't do quite that deep when you vacuum, but you're stepping forward and you're pushing. Okay, so here we go. We have 30 seconds. We'll just start on the right side, right leg, left arm. Here we go. And now the diagonal. Good. Imagine you're pushing that vacuum. If you can, come down as deep as you can in that lunge because you're just working more of those muscles. If you need to, hold on to the chair, just use your right hand. All right, here we go. Last one on the diagonal. Good. All right, take a couple seconds to rest it out. This next one, the functional movement, is to imagine you have a little person. They're in front of you. You're going to bend down, pick them up, and turn to put them in a car seat or take them out of the car seat, okay? So you're bending, lifting, turning. As you turn, keep these knees soft. Here's where a little weight can come in, totally up to you. If you want to pick up a dumbbell, just pick up, I'm actually going to use a kettlebell, like I'm going to turn it over, but you can just hold on to a dumbbell too. So it's a squat, so legs are hip width apart. You're going to squat, imagine there's a little person in front of you, pick them up, turn. So we'll just do it turning to the right side. Here we go, 30 seconds. Bend, come up, turn. Good. Remember, when you squat, push the weight back in those hips. Good. Keep breathing. Got about 5 more seconds. Good. Come back to center. Go ahead and rest it out. Actually, hold on to that dumbbell for our next one. All right, while you're resting, and grab a drink whenever you need it. We've done this one previous, so it's working on this hip hinging. Remember, a hip hinge, it's bending from the hip, your back stays straight, rather than a squat. So we're going to pretend that you're setting a suitcase down and you're hinging. I'm holding on to my suitcase, whether it's a dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever, and then coming back up. Now, as I bend, if your hamstrings are tight, just keep a little bend in the knee, but it's not a squat. You can see the difference here, okay? So right arm can go out to the side. Hold on to the dumbbell with the left hand. Good. And as you exhale, the weight will go back a little bit. You're just going to bring that left hand down about mid-shin. Imagine setting your suitcase down or anything heavy. You just brought in a big bag of litter or something and you have to set it down. Good. You don't want to throw your back out or anything as you do that. So keep those knees soft. If you need that little bend, hinge it. So you're not bending from the waist. Couple more seconds. Good. All right, rest it out. Go ahead and put your dumbbell down. And you will need your chair. So you knew this one was going to be in there. This is actually also a senior test exercise, and that's our sit to stand. So come over to your chair, and you'll want to sit on the end of the chair. Keep your feet not too far out in front of you because you're going to shift the weight forward onto the feet to come up, okay? Just make sure that you feel comfortable that you can sit back down and not miss the chair. The key is, of course, not to push yourself off with your hands. You want to get to that point. So this is where possibly if you need to use your hands to get up out of the chair, then you need to take the time to focus on just the glutes and the hamstrings and the quads, but tighten those particular muscles first. Okay, you've got 30 seconds. Here we go. Ready? Begin. Just come up to standing. You can do whatever you want with your arms. If you like putting them out in front of you to kind of counterbalance, that's fine. And just go at whatever speed you can. Maybe you can't go quite as fast as I am. That's fine. Try to, as you touch the chair, to come back up as soon as you can. Good. All right. Rest it out. And then we will come back up to standing. We're going to go through all these again, so you will have another chance. This time you want to pick up probably a lighter weight. And you will need 2 dumbbells. So I mentioned at the beginning of the class, one of the functional movements is putting something up on the shelf or taking something from the dishwasher, setting it up on a shelf. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a reach, only we're going to pivot on our foot also. So as we reach, pivot. Okay, here we go. Reach and pivot. You know, when you do go to the grocery store, everything seems to be on that top shelf. So you want to be able to pick it up. Good. 10 seconds. Good. Last one here. Good. All right. Go ahead and put the dumbbells down. For this next one, we are going to use the chair. So just bring the chair over to your right side. And you're going to keep your right hand on the chair. So this one is another hip hinge. This time we're going to imagine we're picking something up off the floor. Again, functional happens almost every day. You see something. Most people bend from the waist, round their spine, and next thing you know, they go, oh, I've hurt my back. So that hip hinge is what you're going to do. So put the weight into the right leg, put a little bend in that knee, and then hinging, you're going to come forward You can extend that left leg. So left hand down, just tap the floor and back. So you can see I'm hinging, I'm keeping my back straight. If you want to try it without holding on, that would be an extra little challenge, but up to you. And try this at home. Try this other than the video. Keep a hand on the counter, on a table, anything like that. All right, here we go. 30 seconds and begin. You can even set something on the floor, like your keys. Pick them up as you come back up to standing. Set them back down. Good. So just keep a little bend in that right knee. But again, it's not a squat, it's this hinging. Good. 5 seconds. Good. All right. Walk it out. Keep that chair beside you, because the last movement we're going to do is actually our balance. Again, very important for functional training to have good balance. So this is a single leg stance. You'll want to start by standing on your dominant leg. So if you're right-handed, that's your right leg. You have the chair nearby, but I want to see if you can stand without holding on to anything. So you're just going to bend that left knee and then see how long you can hold that. I'm actually going to count the 30 seconds and just see how long it takes you. And then you can work on that on your own, okay? All right, so go ahead and shift that weight to the right leg. And then if you have to put that left leg down, or you find yourself teetering or holding on to the chair, then that's where you would stop in my counting to see how long that you've held on. All right, so here we go. Weight in the leg, bend the left knee, let go of the chair, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. So obviously next round we're going to do the other leg. I'm not going to count that one. You can just see. All right. Put that chair to the side. Grab a quick drink. We're going to come back to our cardio and then those 8. All right. I am going to, it just helps me keep the rhythm going a little bit here with my music. Okay. So, do you remember the movements? Wide knee with a press down. Here we go, 15 seconds. Then we're going to go into our rumba, or forward on 4 and back. Here we go. Ready? Kick, back, kick. Good. Up one more. And back. Good. Here we go. Out. Arms in. All right, get ready. We're going to grapevine this time. Move to the right. We're going to start on the left. Ready? Once more. To the right. Okay, here we go. And repeat. Wide knee. Okay, get ready. We're going to rumba. Here we go. Forward. All right, back and step. Open those arms. Whoops. There we go. You do have to think on this one. All right, you ready to grapevine? Here we go to the left. Good. To the right. Good. All right. Grab a drink. Okay. Here we go with repeating our 8. The first one, vacuuming, only we're changing sides. So this time the left leg and right arm, forward to the side, forward and on the diagonal. All right, here we go, 30 seconds. Good, 10 more seconds. Lunge as hard but as safely as you can. Into the diagonal. Good, all right, walk it out, shake it out a little bit. Come back to holding that dumbbell. We're going to do our bend and twist. So remember, it's a squat. Lift that weight up. Turn now to the left. Keep those knees soft. All right. Ready? Begin. And twist. Good. What makes this hard is you're keeping the weight out in front of you like you would if you were picking up a child. Now, if you were picking up a sack of something, you know, you always want to keep the weight in next to you. But that's why this is more challenging. You're lifting up something like a child. Good. Last time. And twist. Good. All right. Hold on to that dumbbell. Take a couple of seconds of rest. And we're going to come back to setting that suitcase down. Again, hinge. Hinge. Keep the knees soft. Feet are just about hip width apart. Right arm in front of the right thigh. You're just going to come down about mid-shin and back up. All right, here we go. Hinge, set that suitcase down. Come on back up. Keep the knees soft or a little bend in them if you need to. But remember, it's a hinge, not a squat. Good, couple more seconds. Good, last one here. Good, all right, rest it out. Go ahead and put your dumbbell down. Grab your chair. We're back to our sit to stand. All right. So I'm not going to count, or that was the stance that I counted. So we're still back to 30 seconds. Again, up to you what you want to do with your arms. See how quickly you can go. Now come all the way up. But if you sit, try not to roll your weight back. Try to come up, tap, up, tap. That's obviously going to be a harder workout. Okay, ready? Begin. You got 30 seconds. Five more seconds. Good. Woo. All right. Rest it up. Shake those legs out. Put your chair to the side. All right. We're going to come back to our pivot and reach. I thought of something else. We're not including the suitcase part of picking up, but what else do you do like that? An overhead bin. And that's really heavy. I mean, you could be lifting, what, 25 pounds or 30 if you're really packed, that overhead bin. All right. So grab those lighter weight dumbbells. And we've got our pivot and reach. So make sure you're pivoting. Again, you never want to turn and lock your knees because that's when you get into trouble. All right, here we go. Reach, turn. And as your upper body gets stronger, then you can start picking up a little heavier weight. You could also do this with one dumbbell. Maybe you have like an 8-pound. If you wanted to get used to lifting up a suitcase, or pick up the suitcase. Start empty and try it, but work up to that. Right now, we're just getting used to this. All right, once more each side. Good. All right, set those dumbbells down. Grab your chair. I'm going to turn around here for this one. So this is our picking things up off the floor. So we're going to do it on the opposite side. So now you're going to shift the weight into the left leg. Do that pivot, or I'm sorry, not the pivot, the hip hinge. Down, pick it up. Keep a little bend in that left knee as you bend. All right, here we go. Pick up those keys or whatever you've dropped. And again, you may not be able to go as fast as I can, and that's fine. Just take your time. The important thing here is to do that hinge rather than rounding through low back. Have about 5 more seconds. I don't know if I can do it. On this side as well. Then go to the chair, then I do have to let go. All right, last one. Good. All right. Are you tired? You do a lot of stuff in one day. So we've got one more to go, and that is our single leg stance. Actually, I'm going to leave the chair on this side since we're doing the weight in the left leg now, and we're going to be bending the right knee. All right. So as you balance, find a gazing point out in front of you. That will make it easier too. You're just going to bend that right knee. And then if you want to try and balance here, just arms out to the side or keep a hand on the chair. All right, you've got 30 seconds starting right now. Keep your abdominals tight. You may feel that your ankle as you stand on one leg kind of wobbles back and forth a little bit, that's okay. It should do that. You have what's called proprioceptors in your foot, and it's telling the brain what's going on. So you actually kind of need them to be doing that. All right, release. Good job. That is our functional training for today. We are going to take a few minutes now to stretch everything out, because not only do you need strong muscles, but you need flexible ones too. So feel free to keep that chair next to you or go over to the wall. Let's grab a quick drink before we start our stretching. All right, so we definitely use those glutes, hamstrings, and quads today. So let's go ahead and stretch them out. So we'll stand either next to the, or with the wall in front of us or your chair, and just step that right leg back, press the heel down, bend the left knee, maybe widen your stance so you feel a nice stretch in the back of the right leg. As you continue to breathe, you should start to feel that heart rate come down. Good, and then we'll change legs. If you're up against the wall, this is a great stretch because you can kind of lean forward and press against the wall, press that heel down a little bit more. It just gives you a little more leverage. Good, and then coming forward, turning to the side, we'll shift the weight, whatever leg is closest to the wall or your chair, and then bending the other knee, holding on to either your pant leg, your shin, ankle, foot. The important thing is to have that bent knee in line with your other knee. Good, and breathe. Good, and release. Change sides. And again, press that thigh down or towards the rear to keep the knee in line with the other knee. Good, and then release. Let's come around to the seat of the chair for our glute stretch. So if you can, we're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh. If that's too much of a rotation for that hip, then sit up towards the edge of the chair, cross the right foot over the left ankle, and just open up that right knee to the side. You're still getting a stretch here in the hip. Otherwise, we'll just hold this here. If you want to hinge from your hip, bring the chest forward just a little bit. So again, the back stays straight, but you're deepening the stretch. Good, and then switch legs. So either cross on the ankle, you kind of have to be up at the edge of the chair to give yourself some room to let that knee open up, or just cross on the thigh. Good, and then go ahead and release. And now we are going to do a little hip walk to the edge of the chair. Extend both legs. Have your heels on the floor, toes pointing up. Again, hinging from that hip. Boy, we do that a lot, don't we? Bring that chest forward. Do you feel how that deepens the stretch in these hamstrings? Also tighten the front of your thighs. And then we'll just Relax here. Good, and then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift the torso. Walk the feet back, sitting about midway in the chair. Take that right arm across the body. Use your left either hand or forearm to hug it in. And then just open and close the fingers and do some wrist circles. And then switch. Good, so just stretching through the shoulder a little bit. Of course, our hands from holding those dumbbells. Good, and then releasing the hands, clasp them together, and then press those palms forward as you reach through the palms. Good. And then releasing, bringing the arms around behind you. If you can clasp them, then press those arms down. I usually turn sideways in my chair just to give myself some room. Or press the palms together. The key here is to open up through the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Maybe look up a little bit. You're also stretching the front of the shoulder. It's a nice stretch to counteract hunching over. Good, and then go ahead and release, shake it out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our functional training workout.